Happy New Year! I hope all of you are enjoying your holiday today and spend some great time with your family and kind of look at what your last year accomplishment was and what is going to be the New Year resolution for you. Just give you a recap of 2020. 2020 has been an unusual and exceptional year. It started with coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan, China. This then widespread to all over the world. It changes our ways of life and how business are operated. Great news is that throughout the year, it has proven that we human beings are how resilient we can be and ability to adopt new things quickly. Technology also has helped in this case tremendously, and starts such as Zoom has benefited greatly from the pandemic. I believe we have a strong business case that working from home can actually enhance productivities going forward. So people may not have to drive as much, and don't have the necessary to be in the office in some jobs. The coronavirus cases grew a lot higher, creating concerns. The world started at a panic mode indicated by the stock market on February 24th, when major indices were slipping dramatically. Dow was down 1,186 points and down 487 points the same day, with S&P down 4%. Over the next few days, the Dow was down further over 1,000 points each day. Dow at that point has lost 29.5% of the values and 9.5% plummet in the S&P 500 on March 12, its biggest one-day percentage drop since the Black Monday crash of 1987, put the benchmark index down 26.7% from February high. At the end of March 23rd, it was the worst day of the year for most of the people in the market. Dow at that point lost 35% and was the lowest point of the year. Fed then announced a rescue program and an array of activity and items to help corporations, small businesses, as well as kept the interest rate low. The market regained some confidence, stabilized, and slowly regained the lost ground. During this time of downturn, airline stock lost over 80% values, as well as many retail stores. Retail store, for example, Macy's went down to $4.11 from a year high of $16.40. Now I think it went back to $10. Companies such as Hearst and many other stock faced bankruptcies. Interesting enough, oil price first time in the history went negative on April 20 from 17.85 start of trading day to negative $37.63 by the close. The investor enjoyed the V-shaped recovery until September 3rd, when the market started to pull back from record highs. That was after the pandemic, and then you can see the graph here that in March it was dropping significantly. Then you have a rebound actually going forward and go back up from the April all the way up to August at the point. This is actually 2019 here before the year, just to see you the overall kind of 2 years kind of timeline. And Dow has a correction of 7% during the month of September, with 10% pullback from Nasdaq. With a large portion of cyclical names comprising value stocks, the group began to close the gap in what had been a period of underperformance to growth names. So during the month after the pickup in September, is actually started changing performances, not just at FANG and high-tech stock, but somewhere other areas as well. The momentum behind the technology stock that led the while still enough to leave growth after better performance the year. It was quite interesting to see what happened the last quarter of the year, as there was different prediction on election outcomes, and now you may have affected the market. The great quarterly earnings announcement drove the markets higher. However, the week prior to the election market, which is in October, it was worried about the contested election over a spike of COVID-19 cases. October 28 has the worst day drop since the decline of June. CEO will testify that day as well on the congressional hearing regarding antitrust led the market lower. As you know, this is still going on. Google and Twitter, they're all being testified and still under investigations of antitrust practice. Earlier of a week, China also issued fines and investigations to fill China giant stock on antitrust and reinstate guidance. It was like the week before, like last week of December. Interesting enough, the market have cheered Biden winning, and market has rebounded and pushed forward. So after the end of October that week, that was down at 1,800 points on Dow that week. After that, November 2nd, it got picked up. It's actually have a momentum push upward. And you can see this graph in November here is actually going up onward. The strong momentum continued with good news of vaccine for Pfizer and later Moderna. The market pushed even higher with the great news that Tesla will be admitted to S&P 500. That was around November time. Elon Musk became the second richest man after the boost of Tesla stock price, and Tesla really have finished strong over $700 price, and at one point it was dropped as low as 400. And during the pandemic was even lower than that. So it was showing that how the ecosystem will work in Tesla and how great the company that was. We'll see in 2021 if it will continue to go higher. Amazon has launched its own pharmacy business to compete with CVS and Walgreens. Congress has once again discussed about $2.4 trillion package around the Thanksgiving time the week before, but did not have any success until recently. A $900 billion deal was made with $600 direct deposit Americans. You should have received the money if you have direct deposit set up in the government system. Boeing 737 MAX passed the test and was allowed to fly again. So Boeing stock price since then were up and ended $214 this year from $90 during March low. With Biden administration most likely push for green environment, electric vehicles and green energy will benefit and rally big time during November. China electric vehicle company XPEV has hit as high as $70 but slipped at last week of December, ended $42.83 for a year. But when you went to IPO, it was like around $20. Another vaccine, AstraZeneca, also announced effective will be rolled out. This pushed the market to another record high. Salesforce announced to use $27.7 billion to buy Snap out. Snap share price has hit record high to over $40 a share. Another item to be noted that this year has over 100 companies issuing IPOs. Most of them have doubled to the original planned IPO prices. Recent examples are DoorDash and Airbnb, and next year probably one of the really good popular one will be robots. The market sees this as a continued trend for a year. The EFT IPO is doing very well with over 300% return. If you look at this EFT IPO, and it was like now $66 when it started $20 at year low. On the unemployment data, the number of Americans filing for unemployment insurance unexpectedly fell by 19,000 to 787,000, while cases for COVID-19 continue to be very high, with death over 330,000 for year of 2020. Dow ends 2020 at record highs and finishing strong. Yeah. Well, actually, there was a really good momentum last 5 minutes of the market and really pushed out up to the positive and a high, and as well as Nasdaq. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.65% or 196 points, ending this year up more than 15%. As you can see the graph here, the percentage, 15%, the blue line, and then the S&P was up 0.26%, while the Nasdaq comes at the 0.14%. And the Nasdaq at a year was really way up. This is 2-year timeline, so but then you really end up 43.44% higher. And Dow was actually up 16.26. S&P 500 was up 16.26% for a year, and Dow up 7.25 to end a year with. What an amazing year to close that. The first 2 days of a week will be followed and included as part of the Santa Claus rally. So, the Santa Claus rally event have not finished yet. We'll probably see the next 2 days when the market opens and see if it's still pushing higher. I sincerely hope all of you have a wonderful new year. This year, 2021, we will have a lot more good news to celebrate. Life will be back to normal with unemployment drop back to normal level, and hopefully I will find a job, a reasonable paid job. Economic growth has been revised as 5% GDP, and hopefully we'll be well above it. It was really a strange and unusual year in which investors enjoyed extraordinary profit, especially if they bought the dip that began in mid-March, which was followed rapidly by some of the most powerful rallies in market history. As of yesterday close on the day of 2020 trade, the S&P again was really up from the March low. The dollar rebounded from section lows but was still down for the third day in a row, the lowest level for greenback since April 2018. Bitcoin BTC/USD is record-breaking streak continues. It's over 28,000, and it was really trying to get a momentum. Some people projected to be ending up at 30,000, but it was close. It didn't quite make it there. China Manufacturing Index 51.9, which is in line with expectations in December. Again, hope all of you have a wonderful new year, and may 2021 it will be an exciting year. Things will back to normal. You'll be able to go back to the gym or do whatever you want to do, outdoor activities. Please let me know if any questions, and if you like this, please subscribe, not do so, and click the like. Thank you.